What's going on, y'all? So today I'm going out driving, but where's my hood? Oh, it's my beard. I'm going out driving today, but I'm like more than likely I'll be in a car. I might get out for a couple of things, but today I really want to show you guys the new lens I got and like my first impressions of it. Now this is not a review, but it's just me being bored, and it snowed in the city today, so I'm like, well, let's see what we can get with this new lens. So today we're doing a first impressions of the 42.5 or the GH5, which is the equivalent of an 85 mil. I'm expecting great things out of this lens. I love the 85 millimeter look, f4.7. Let's go check it out. All right, so now we'll be switching over to the 85 now. I didn't bring my G7 today. I really didn't feel like, looking around two cameras. Plus, I am running low on lenses. I'm waiting for Adorama to send me my 16 mil and my 25 mil for my GH5. That's a whole nother video though, we'll talk about that. But right now I'm gonna switch over to the 85, so the next few scenes and pictures and stuff like that will be done totally on this lens. So here we go. All right, y'all, so right now I'm going to set up my gimbal. We are at quote unquote guaranteed rate field, but south side, we don't call it that. Most cases we call it Sox Stadium, but nonetheless, so this lens actually has, show it to you guys. So this lens actually has O.I.S, but as you guys can see from the handheld footage, it still works phenomenally well, right? So with the GH5, I'm about to put this lens back, because right now we're on a 1235. So I'm about to put this lens back on the GH5, set it up on the gimbal. Then we're gonna get some shots of Sox Stadium, and see what we come up with. So now that we've kind of like looked at some footage and looked at some pictures, now I just want to say this was only the daytime shooting that I was doing with this lens. I am going to do a separate video for the nighttime shots, just so you guys see how the bokeh is created, like as far as like the bokeh balls and the lights and things of that nature. But right now I just kind of wanted to see how it's just going to perform, just standard everyday you walking outside situation. Now what I can say is this: for what I paid for this lens, which was, for the most part, absolutely nothing, because I traded in my Metabone speed booster and I'm getting that lens from MBP or MPB, whatever. I ended up getting it for the 250 bucks. So for 250 bucks, this lens is extraordinary. I love the focusing with this lens. Now here's the thing, I know some people are gonna be like, they always kind of like get on a GH5 for focusing, but let me explain something to you, and this is, to kind of give you guys a better understanding how focusing works on a GH5. Since the GH5 is a contrast-based autofocus system, it definitely does better with static images or static movement for them, like, like very little movement. So that's why a lot of my shots are very, I try to make them quote unquote the YouTube cinematic, where it's like a very slow pans every now and then, because I know that's when the autofocus work best. The problem is a lot of people try to use the GH5 like it has a phase detection autofocus, and it does not. So once you get past how to actually use your camera properly, you actually kind of find out the GH5 actually has wonderful autofocus. It's just you have to know how to use it in every situation, you know what I mean? Now granted, I would say this, for the running gun, phase detector is the way, but contrast base is definitely still usable. So not to go off on a tangent on that though, as you guys seen from the clips, if you do have a Weeble S paired with a GH5 in any lens combination, hitting a button to regain focus is a clutch move. But to be real, on the shoots that I was doing, on the footage that you saw, I didn't have to do that with this 85 equivalent. I didn't have to hit any extra buttons. I didn't have to try to regain focus like the focusing is actually better than, to my surprise. I mean, it was better than I thought it was going to be honest. Now, there was definitely cases where you kind of like get that post and that hunt, but that's just kind of like, you know, what Panasonic does. But for the most part, you didn't really see any posting in my, you know, in the footage like that. So for as far as focusing is concerned with this lens, I think it does a pretty good job. Now, I'm not going to do the typical YouTube thing where you pop your head in and you pop your head out. To me, that's not a really true test of an autofocus situation. And for how I shoot, I just don't do that. You know, 9 times out of 10, if I'm shooting somebody standing still, I don't have to worry about them moving in and out of a shot like that. I set the shot up for how I need the shot to be set and how I want to shoot it. So with that being said, this 42.5, fire. For 250 bucks, fire. But wait until I give you guys a nighttime review for you to see how like it actually performs in all situations versus just daytime. But as of right now, as far as pictures is concerned, how my pictures came out, how my footage came out, I am absolutely in love and happy with this lens, especially again for 250 bucks, run that. Give me that all day. So if you like what you saw, cool, thank you, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff. But other than that, man, stay tuned for the next video. The next video will be the nighttime shots on the 42.5. So hope you enjoy it.